right, focus. 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 All right. Hey, fabulous run through. Fabulous run through. I mean, you know, pardon my language, but I mean, damn, that was good. And, all right, now, so to ensure that we make sure that tomorrow morning is even better, we've got to go about our business tonight and in the morning accordingly. All right? Very important that we do things correctly starting right now all the way through tomorrow. All right? And that, of course, that starts with making sure that when we're done right here, that when we head in, we get everything loaded up. You've got to double and triple check. Just like last week, this is a big trip, all right? And there's no coming back and getting something that somebody forgot. So you got to double check everything, even the small things. Black socks, gloves, color guard. We got to make sure that all show equipment is loaded up. You've got to double check, please, please, please. All right, make sure all that gets done. Of course, you're going to eat. All right, and then we got to be on the bus and ready to go at 6:45. Okay, so we got to be on the bus ready to go. Now, when we go up, again, when you're on the bus, please don't be going crazy and everything. When we get to the hotel, you absolutely cannot be going crazy, because when we get up there, it's going to be late. There's a, you know, we can't enter the hotel being anything other than respectful and polite. Okay. Now, remember this: we are not going to Indianapolis just to go stay in a hotel. That's not the peak experience of this trip. It's not the point of this trip. The point of this trip and the whole reason that we are going is because we are state finalists and we are performing tomorrow. Everything has to lead us to our best performance, everything that we do. So that means that when it's lights out, you go to bed. All right, you do not, this is not stay up all night and hang out with your buddies all night long. All right, that it's not that. That's not why we're going up. We're going up early so that way you can get a good night's rest. That's why we're going up, so you get a good night's rest, so then that way you are ready to go for tomorrow. That's why we're going up. And I'm going to trust you to do the right thing. But if we have any individuals that do the wrong thing, you will be dealt with severely. And you may keep this group from going on overnight trips ever again. So if you have the temptation to do something that you know is wrong and you shouldn't do, you better think twice and you better not do it. If you see somebody getting ready to do something or say something that they're going to do, you better stop them. All right, because we got to make sure again that we set ourselves up for the best day tomorrow, and that means that we've got to be smart tonight with how we handle ourselves. All right, does everyone understand this? Yes. And tomorrow morning, wake up is at 6 o'clock. All right, so once again, make sure that you're up on time. You get yourselves all packed up, ready to go, so we can leave the hotel on time, because once again, we've got to stick to the schedule, because with the fact that there's the marathon going on in Indianapolis, there's a certain time that we have to get to Lucas Oil Stadium or we don't get in. We don't get the park. All right, so we've got to make sure that everyone follows the schedule, all right, to the T. So make sure that you know where you're supposed to be and when. On that note, any logistics, Mr. Farmer, that you can think of?
No, I'll just reiterate. Tonight, you need to keep your eye on the prize. The prize is not tonight. The prize is tomorrow. Okay, so like I always say, upperclassmen help. Everybody help each other to make sure that we have a successful night tonight. Keep your eye on the prize, because the prize is not tonight, it's tomorrow. Make sure everybody's doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it, so that we have a great day tomorrow.
All right, and before we finish up here, Mr. Menace has a few things to say.
Hey guys, I asked Mr. Farmer to let me talk to you once. I know I don't know all of your names, but that doesn't mean I haven't noticed you, and that doesn't mean that you don't mean a lot to me. I've been here from the start of this, I've been here with Mr. Emmert from the very beginning, and I've seen what's happened. And it's been just awesome to have been a small part of that. You know, if there's one thing I want you to get out of this, I hope that you realize how important your art, whatever it may be, how important that is as part of who you are. You know, it's easy for people who don't do these kind of things to look at that and say, well, it's not practical. You know, you're not paying the bills, you're not solving world hunger, but people feel a need to do this sort of thing. And that makes it important. People need this kind of thing. You need this kind of thing. Why do people want to sing? Why do people want to play music? Why do people want to dance? Because we've always wanted to. It's important because beauty's important, art's important. Those are the things that actually make life worth living, that we stay alive for. And if there's one thing, I hope you never, ever lose track of that, because those talents that you have, whatever it may be, your art, that's the very best part of you. And I hope you never let anybody make you feel bad about that or try to take that away from you, because that's the very best stuff that you're made out of. And how lucky we are that we get a situation like this where all these different things get to come together. You know, I've known this guy a long time, and if there's one thing I would say, that's his very biggest strength, is bringing people together and bringing talent together. And I've just seen it multiply. And some of you may not even realize how much talent is around you. You know, sitting on the sidelines, I get a look and I get to see, you know, and it's breathtaking sometimes. I can't tell you guys how many times you've given me chills, how many times you've choked me up. It happens all the time. And that's fantastic. That's the very best stuff on earth, you know? And I feel like with this show and with this group this year, I feel like it's all just kind of come together in just the best way possible and set you guys up for such a great experience. And you can't, in order to make that happen, you have to do the things you've done every time, because it's not the end result, it's the process. Okay, we create these things not to watch ourselves do it, but because we love to do it and we want to do it over and over. You know, it's like an amazing sand sculptor who makes these amazing things, and it just gets washed away every single day. And then the next day they do it again. Why do they keep doing that? Because they love to do it, because it's beautiful, because they want to do it over and over. And you get to do this. You get to paint this little picture that we've got put together. You get to do this one more time, you know? And you can't watch yourselves do that, you know? So when you're out there, you can't be thinking about what the audience thinks. You can't even be thinking about if you're going to win or not, because as soon as you thought about in the performance, you have to be doing all those things. You've got to be worried about catching that rifle and catching it again, and you've got to be worried about blending, and you've got to be worried about playing clean, and you've got to be worried about watching the drum major. All these things constantly, the whole way through. And then when you're that in the moment, because that's the tricky part, man. That's the tricky part about what we do, is being able to get there, to be in that moment and to stay there every step of the way. But when you can do that, that's when the magic starts to happen. You know, and that's what artists do. You know, we don't just appreciate beauty, we're trying to create it, and we want to create it over and over. Guys, it's been such a pleasure. This season's just flown by. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of it. And I hope you also realize just how much talent you have, not amongst each other, but in your teachers, because we're all lucky to be here. You know what I mean? I look around at the kids that I teach, and I see kids who are just like so much further along than I was at their age. And the fact that those kids want to learn anything from me, I don't take that lightly. You know, that's an honor, and I know everybody speaks that way or feels that way. Yeah, and I hope you realize what you've got up here. You know how much talent you have with these teachers up here, because believe me, they know what they're doing. You've got some good ones, and I know you know that. But wow, what a great year it's been. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, boom, ding, I'm out. That's it. Yeah!
to visualize yourself performing the show tomorrow. All right, doing everything right. All right, doing everything right. All right, visualize that all the way through the show before bed. All right. Okay, Mr. Farmer. Give us your words. All right. Okay, all right, guys. So we got to move quickly. We got to get things loaded up. Double.